was great.
I mean, usually there's 7 of these, but I broke most of them down and I got lazy.
Yeah, no, when I walked in there, I was like, I don't even recognize it like this.
Oh, I could show you. I could show how it's set up. These are on casters.
Yeah.
Put a rack here. That opening wall, that very first wall
Yeah,
I
yeah,
start
yeah.
with, is usually here.
Oh, okay.
Then there's
Yeah.
another one behind me.
You can make excuses for the lady from the stall.
Hello? Hello, Silver Age. We lost it. Behind us, we have one here, right? And that, we move the table out of the way. There's one against the wall, there's one against the showcase, there's one over there.
That's the Marvel raw.
That's the marble.
Okay.
Usually DC's on this side,
That's
and,
right.
and this last show I think I had Spidey's and X-Men.
Yeah.
And then all the rest of the marble were there. DC, rack here, there. There's a rack here. Then I usually put a table and I put all the sets. And that wall is where the CGCs are, right?
Okay.
And then we
It's coming together.
then
in
we
my
put
mind.
CGCs in these 2 empty
Oh,
rows, and we flip through them. So yeah, I know it's like I have to set up to do it. you
Yeah.
know? So yeah.
So then this is all your box storage.
Well, this is one of them. There's another one in the other room.
Oh, you have 2. Okay.
Door over there.
Is this the bigger one?
Yeah. This. Yeah. So these are. Here it goes.
Wow.
Yeah. This whole side is. It's mostly organized. There's still like 50, 60 long boxes on.
How many books do you think you have back here?
Oh, let's see. What's I don't know, 400 or 500 times 3. What's that? 150,000 maybe.
Wow. What's up, guys? We are here with Gus of Silver Age Comics.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Gus. All right. Go ahead and tell us the origin of Silver Age Comics.
Okay, so
You want the mic?
I graduated accounting at St. John's University,
Oh, wow.
and in '88 I worked as an accountant up until '89. End of '89, I saw this, store for rent, $1,000 a month. No, the end of it. Yeah, the end of '80. No, the end of '90. And I got a couple of months free rent, and I said, just f it, I'm gonna do a comic book store.
Wow.
So we had, we started building out the store November of 1990, and I had like two or three free months, and then I officially opened in February of '91.
Dang.
And I opened it with my personal collection at first, and then and people just started coming in and selling their collections, and it's pretty much the origin. I just had more balls when I was younger. I don't know if I do it again. You kind of lose your balls along the way. So,
What was that like
yeah.
going from a stable, reliable, accounting job in New York City to?
Oh, it was really, I was doing well right out the box. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like, it was right on the heels. McFarlane was just coming out. The Image guys were on fire, and then, I opened up a year before Image, came out, and then, so there was, that 3 or 4 period of, it's pretty successful. I mean,
Yeah.
What we used to sell in comparison to what we sell now in the print runs are night and day.
Yeah.
You could order several hundred X-Men's and sell out of them now.
Yeah.
If I sell out of 50, I'm lucky.
Yeah.
So it's not the way. You kind of have to scale the new comics.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's really tough. But my niche has always been the vintage stuff, and that's where,
Yeah.
that's where my success sort of comes from
Yeah.
buying and selling the old stuff.
For
No, I
sure.
do the new stuff, as you can see, but it's, Mike usually handles that, and I focus on the vintage stuff. So.
Yeah. What was that like transitioning from kind of new comic book day books to putting your all into vintage? What are that
Well,
transformation
I was
look like?
always doing the vintage even
Okay.
from the beginning, you know. And back in the '90s, you would get FF1s and AF15s
Yeah.
and Hulk ones.
Like nothing.
Not like nothing. They would come more frequently.
Yeah.
You know.
Comparatively, like
Yeah.
nothing.
To now they, and then there was no eBay then, and there was
Yeah.
no, online where people can sell their own stuff. So it was, you can get big collections
Yeah.
back in the day. You still get them, but
Yeah.
people will give them to auction houses or they sell it themselves or
Yeah.
what have you.
So I've heard people say, I don't know if it's true, but I heard this during AtCon, I hear it during live sales. Are you the oldest comic book shop in New York?
No, Ali keeps saying I'm one of them.
Okay.
Like I don't know where I rank, but there might be. I mean, probably in the city, maybe, but there's there might be some really old stores in Long Island and like
Yeah.
one in Brooklyn or the Bronx, but I'm definitely up there.
For sure in the
You
Queens
know.
area, though?
Yeah, it was St. Mark's would have been. St. Mark's Comics was around a long time. They went out, and then they actually came back. So, but I'm definitely up
But
there.
that ended their run.
Yeah, huh?
That ended their run, going out and coming back.
Right. Yeah.
So-
and then, but I've been in the same location the whole time. A lot of stores kind of bounce around.
Yeah.
From one location to the same phone number, same address for 33 years. So.
And you're right off the subway or the
Yeah,
train is-
it's
coming from Manhattan. It was super easy.
yeah.
Take
It
two
can
steps.
be. That's ground floor is still king, but
Yeah.
being that I'm in the subway, it's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
It kind of works.
So being
Yeah.
open for how long is that?
33 years.
33 years. What is some of like the coolest? Give us just a couple of the coolest stories. I know we got that picture that's gone viral of you and Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, that was. He's such a sweetheart too. So, and I have tons of videos. They were literally filming outside the windows,
Really?
right? And they had the whole street blocked off. But I
Yeah.
can pull up my window and just film.
Wow.
And one of the crew, knew the store, from, working, and then he came up, and the crew kept coming up buying stuff, and
Yeah.
wait till later, I'll get Tom Holland to come
Yeah.
up. So we were all in the store just hanging out, and then like 10 o'clock at night, I guess after they wrapped up, or maybe it was like 10, he comes up with John Watts, the director,
Oh,
too,
yeah.
and they both were here.
Wow.
And and he's such a nice guy. And then John Watts would ask me, well, what's one of the famous, I think he was proud that he kind of put it in the movie.
Yeah.
So the Spider-Man 33
Yeah.
cover, it's kind of the classic
Yeah. With
Silver
the,
Age hymn.
Yeah.
John Watts made it a point to put a scene like that
Right.
in the movie, and he did. And
Yeah.
so he asked me, and I nailed it. I go, wait, Spider-Man 33. So, yeah. So he's, you could tell he's really into it, trying to
Yeah.
make it right. So that was a memorable moment. It's probably one time in the late '90s, I bought a cat litter box, and it had Detective 27, 28.
Oh wow.
Didn't have 31 in it. It had, so that was a moment
Yeah.
in time. I wish I still had those books,
No kidding.
but alas, I do not. So that was a real memorable time. And the funny thing is, I had a Volkswagen Golf at the time,
Classic.
and the car literally died on the way to buying this collection.
Wow.
So yeah, that's another one. I mean, I don't know. There's a ton of them.
When Tom Holland and John Watts were here, did they buy anything from you?
No, but they signed some stuff.
Oh, cool.
But the crew was coming in and out buying.
Yeah.
Up and we never had a minute.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome.
I'm sure there's a lot of other stories that I can't think of right now.
No, I
but
mean that's a cool
there's
one.
a ton of them.
So you open up in the 80s.
No, 91.
or 91.
Yeah.
Crushing it, and then pandemic hits.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
we had something. We had 9/11, and then we had 2000.
Oh, right.
You know,
See, that's just my
2008.
West Coast brain. I'm just skipping over
Yeah,
these
so
East
you had
Coast things.
9/11, which was bad, and then Bear Stearns in 2008 financial. There was these ups and downs. Not COVID was during the pandemic things were great, and it was
Yeah.
not just with Ali. I mean, people were buying online,
Right.
and then Ali, had a small little page where he was just, selling books on consignment for a low commission, and then he, gotta ask him, he just decided to do what did he call it? The Remedy Tour, I think, or something like that, and he had this idea to go live stream into into comic book stores,
Yeah.
and then he put out the word, right, and my girlfriend spotted it and sent him an email, and it just so they contacted him, and then he contacted me, and again, like I was shy to do this interview, I was kind of shy to do that.
Yeah.
I was you kind of make excuses. Oh, I don't know if I should do it, but it's just cold feet, and
Yeah.
once you do it, you do it. But it turns out another comic book store and someone that I know, Mike, was the first one to do it, and I knew him, and I think he had mentioned me too. And because
Mike,
after my girlfriend made contact, and then I found out that Mike had done it, and I called him, and he said, "Well, you should do it, and this is what you got to do."
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I did it, and still doing it with him. 4 years later.
4 years strong.
Yeah, it's
live
actually
shows.
probably March. I think March was 4 years since we first did
Wow.
my first live stream. And he used to promote them like Remedy Tour, number 7, until it became a thing, and now it's not like. So I'm one of the early ones,
Yeah.
I think out of his regulars, me and Kyle are probably the two oldest, maybe.
Yeah, I think I heard him say that on Kyle's last.
Yeah, but I
Icon
wasn't
appearance.
number one. My friend Mike was. I was like the 8th guy to do it, and I wasn't involved in Icon 1, but I was there from 2 on. Yeah.
What,
I don't think the first Icon was, the production it is now.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
What handle is Mike? Is he still selling with Elite?
He does once in a while when Ali comes to town.
Oh, cool.
Royal Collectibles.
Oh yeah.
He's good friends with Max,
Yeah.
Russian Max, and it's all a little. Everyone knows someone
Yeah.
and knows someone and knows someone. So,
Yeah, for sure. So you do live sales. You do this once a month with Ali.
Yeah.
On Elite, and then you do cons, right?
I do cons. Yeah, I do
So-
New York, San Diego,
San Diego.
Baltimore, and the last couple of years I've been doing Chicago Fan Fair only because it's kind of on the way back from San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the difference for you doing Comic Cons and doing live sales? Which do you prefer? Kind of just
I like to go to San Diego, so it's kind of like a
For sure.
work vacation.
yeah.
It's a big
beautiful down there.
production, and it's a beautiful town, and I love hanging out, and I see my West Coast friends. And
Yeah.
So I like doing that, whether it's worth it or not.
Yeah.
New York is a really good show, but it's in my backyard, right? I
Yeah.
don't have the expenses I do at San Diego.
Right.
But like like I've said in other interviews, for some of Ali's promotional stuff, when he's got 250 people, that's like just picture a booth at a show,
Right.
or one of those Mattel booths
Yeah.
with the exclusives, and there's like 200 people around. I mean, that's what it's like because they're all focused on you,
Yeah.
right? Like at a show, you go from one booth to the other, and people check out your stuff. But when you're with Ali, you got 2 people just focusing on you.
Right.
And what's nice about Ali too is like you can present when you do a show, you can only bring so much.
Right.
right? And you fill your box stuff, you do your wall books, and you might not bring. I'm not going to bring an Astro Boy or some of these. There's cool books that you wouldn't bring with you, or things that I like, or things that I think are cool and
Right.
cool covers that normally aren't pricey.
Yeah.
And you could present your taste to someone else. Hey, look at this cool Dell Flying Saucer cover.
Yeah.
You're not looking for it, but
Very few
But if
people.
you show someone, if you think it's cool, chances are your audience is going to think it's cool, and you
Yeah.
can sell, just cool, oddball stuff
Yeah.
that out of sight, out of mind. Cool, just Flying Saucer monster covers from the small, the other
Yeah.
publishers from the '60s, Dell and Gold Key and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's nice to have that. You can do that instead of someone going through your boxes. You can actually present different stuff to an audience.
Yeah.
When you have their attention.
Yeah. I feel like when I go to cons, I'm usually like,
you're looking for specific things.
Very specific
right,
things,
yeah.
yeah.
Or something that catches your eye. But
Right.
but there's only so much they can display and put in their boxes, right?
right. But I feel like when
So-
I'm watching like live sales, it's like, yeah, kind of like what you're saying, like cool covers popping up.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just like,
Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
that's
I'm
cool,
gonna
yeah.
Snag that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, long history of just moving careers, completely 180 on the career.
Oh yeah, I didn't even do it for that long. I mean, that's, it helped in the beginning. I was doing my own, books and things.
Yeah.
Until, I didn't want to do it anymore. Then you hire an accountant because you got to worry about tax deadlines and sales tax, and
Yeah.
it's better just to
So are you your
pay
own
someone
accountant?
to do it, huh?
Are you your own accountant?
No,
No.
that's what I was saying. I don't. No, in the beginning, I when
You
I
just
first
retired
opened,
completely.
yeah. No, I never even did it.
Yeah.
Do taxes for friends once in a while.
Yeah.
In the beginning, so really, I never, I worked for about 6 months, and
Yeah.
that was about it.
So
You know,
where did
so-
your love for comics start?
Oh, in the '70s, I guess. I think the first Spidey I bought was one 34 or something.
Is that?
And then, I
Punisher
just did it.
second
You just bought it, and they were just cool.
Yeah.
You just bought them, and then all my early stuff are, all the. I kept some of them.
Yeah.
I do remember. I don't remember the number. The first comic I bought. I mean, that was the first Spider-Man I bought, but the first comic I bought was like an Action Comics. I forget the number. It's Lois Lane turns into like a monster and just got Superman in a headlock. I forget the number. But then by 1982, you paid attention. Late 70s, early 90s, I started paying attention to
Frank
condition.
Miller,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, that was like probably the Wolverine 1 was kind of the first spec book that I bought.
Yeah.
1982. Like there was they were all newsstands too, of course. Then, I'd go to the rack and I'd put a handful of them and I look at the spines
Yeah.
and, and I pulled them and they were all, when I eventually got them graded, unpressed or anything, they were 9.6s and 9.8s.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. So.
But you know what? It just goes by so fast because before you know it, it's like you're collecting from the '70s into the '80s, but '91's right around the corner, and then now you got your own shop, so the dynamic changes a little bit. You don't read as much.
Yeah, for sure.
You wait for customers to tell you what to read, and
Yeah.
I'll kind
There you
of
go.
wait for it to come in graphic novel, and,
Yeah.
and read it that way. So your collecting kind of stops.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Like you'll put away some books for yourself.
Well, I mean, at some point,
Yeah.
like you get to hold on to so many incredible books,
Yeah.
even if it's just for like a couple weeks or whatever. At
Yeah,
the time.
no, yeah, it's hard. Dealers do that. They're always, best collections are probably, dealers.
Yeah.
They're always upgrading their books. But I don't really collect anymore.
Yeah.
Just maybe one sometimes some cool covers, not necessarily very expensive.
Yeah.
My thing is art, so I've got quite an art collection.
Like original art?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, is there anything you're reading right now that any customers have recommended to you?
No, but I heard Ultimate Spider-Man is really good from what I hear. So
Yeah.
if that comes out in trade, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Seems like there's an interest in the Ultimate Universe again.
Yeah, Jonathan
You know,
Hickman
yeah,
is just
yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Are you?
He always, makes things happen.
Yeah.
Then he leaves and it goes back to
exactly.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Are you a Daredevil fan?
I am.
Did you read the Zdarsky run?
No, but I heard that's real.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm a big Miller fan. Favorite storylines.
Yeah, incredible.
Was the Dark Phoenix saga from Byrne, and
Yeah.
then the whole Miller, in the 80s. You couldn't wait for the next issue to come out.
I mean, that changed the trajectory of writing
Yeah.
comics for forever.
Yeah, then you got Watchmen on the heels of that.
Yeah.
Right? So.
And then his Dark Knight run,
Yeah.
and he's
So
incredible.
it's-
But yeah, if you're a Daredevil fan, I recommend Zdarsky.
No, I
run.
know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, I
the
mean, you
people,
probably heard it a ton.
Yeah.
Okay, so last couple questions here. You've been open 33 years, like we were saying earlier. You got COVID, 2008, 9/11. How do you remain open through all these outside adversaries?
Trust me. There was, I'm just stubborn. There were times I should have closed the doors, but
Yeah,
you get to the point. What else am I going to do? So
yeah,
You just you reinvest in yourself, I guess, and you just there have been times I took some pretty big hits.
yeah, for sure.
You
Yeah.
know. But glad I hung in there.
Yeah, no,
It's not
so am
easy.
I.
It really, it's not easy when It's one thing if you if you own the building and you have a comic book store in it. That's another thing. It's another thing if you don't.
Yeah, for
It's a
sure.
lot easier if you own the property that your store's in. Then you can go as long as you want.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, I don't. So, but I have a great landlord, and so.
same landlord from 33 years
I
ago?
actually was before him.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. The building sold like 2 years after I opened.
Yeah.
So.
So,
But I'm on the second floor, and it takes a lot to make that work.
yeah,
So.
sure the live sales help. Just
Oh, yeah.
getting your name out there and
Yeah. I mean, I could be doing more on Instagram. I mean, I just do stuff with Aaliyah. It's like I save a lot of stuff for those Instagrams now and for shows.
yeah, for sure. I mean, there's
So.
definitely like a level of like quality that you got to bring to those shows.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do. You can't just,
Here's my Astro Boy.
I curate it, right?
Yeah.
You try to, you don't want to be a snob either. You don't want to just throw big books on because
Yeah.
you want the budget for everyone, right?
Right.
But there's a lot of great $30, $40 books, and people want, and like Predator, right, and this Wolverine, with Spot. You start off with, I try to get the interest going, and then you pepper in some silver and some bronze and some modern, and then you hit the big books.
Yeah.
So if you can, curate it, and I really, I stress over that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the opening? Because I don't do it the way the rest of the guys do it. Like some people will just have like the camera on an empty rack,
Yeah.
and they'll just show you one at a time.
Right.
I kind of have it all laid out.
Yeah. And we're running around the store with you. Yeah.
And this way, it's just the way I do it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, your live streams. So my wife and I, we do YouTube for a living, and we live stream video games on a platform called Twitch.
Right. I'm
And
familiar with it.
yeah, so like Twitch is great for viewers because it's immersive. Like they feel like they're there, like with you.
Right.
And I feel like your live streams compared to others, you give that feeling of like I'm in the room with you.
Yeah.
As you're like taking us around. You guys
Yeah.
are like drinking, eating, bullying Teddy, like whatever it is, like, and you just kind of like feel
Yeah,
like you're like,
he's-
oh, like I'm part of like these people. Like
Yeah,
I'm this crew.
Yeah, Teddy's getting a lot of goodwill from being bullied.
All right, last question here. So, what advice you give to people?
Don't do it.
Well, hopefully that wouldn't work here, but maybe. People just looking to start out on just pursuing their dreams.
Oh, like a comic shop?
Or anything. It could be anything. It could be
Yeah,
comic related or...
Yeah, at the end of the day, you got to be happy doing it, right?
Yeah.
You know, and that's the key, right? You got to be happy doing it.
Yeah.
You know, just in general, right? You got to find the thing, you know. I just happened to, would a 40-year-old Gus open up a comic store as opposed to a 24-year-old? Probably not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. After, I always say, yeah, you know what, because a lot of my friends, out of high school or, 20 years old, they become cops.
Yeah.
Fire. And then by the time they're 40, they're retired with pensions. That would have been a good thing. Get like a good city job or state job, get the pension, and then open up a comic book store at 40, and then it's like the best of both worlds. You know? But I did not do that. So.
But I mean, you create so much history, so much community with what you've done.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but.
All right. Anything?
I don't like to. I'm not.
It's all right.
Believe me, I should have closed the door plenty of times.
Well, it takes a certain amount of grits. And
stubbornness.
Which is, that's what successful people are. Like they're the most stubborn. They're the most greedy in the right way, not like I want more money, but just like greedy for their own personal like satisfaction and just climbing those ranks. You need to have a strong will.
Because the shop is like, it's like Cheers. Everyone knows your name. It's like people come in, hang out, we talk comics, we drink beer.
Yeah.
We say the most stupidest shit in the world.
Yeah.
Like, you could just run your YouTube channel by just sitting in a corner and listening to us and don't say a word, and we'll give you all the stupid entertainment. It's the that comes out of our mouth sometimes. Good and bad and irreverent.
All right. Well, thanks for your time. Anything else you want to say?
No, I guess that's it.
All right. Yeah. Appreciate
My
your time,
blushing.
All
right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, of course. That was a good time.
Thanks, everyone out there. Whoever's going to see it, I don't know, but.
Yeah. Well, check them out. Silver Age Comics on Instagram. I'll put his little link here. And,
Thanks, guys. I don't
time.
know. Better edit me to be not look like a dick.